Welcome to the Walmart GP in Denver, Colorado. Today, the drivers will face their first ever street circuit. Here are your starting lineups. Let's go to Gail Lewis with the command.
Attention Walmart, this is Gail Lewis, 10-year associate, Morris, Illinois, 844, signing out. Good night.
Thank you, Gail Lewis, for that command. As EDP and James May will lead us to the green flag. Here they come for the start of the Walmart street circuit. The green flag is out. The field is side by side, going into turn one. EDP on the inside lane is going to try to make a dive against James May for the lead. Joe Biden trying to pass Schumacher for third. The leaders are still side by side. Who will get the lead through turn two? They're now turning onto the backstretch of this race. James May goes wide a little bit, and that gives EDP the lead. And there's a wreck happening at the back of the field, multiple drivers involved. I can see Chrysler, Chad, and Ryan Reynolds were in it, but I don't know if any other drivers were involved. The caution is already out on lap one. This is now the race back to see who will lead under the caution. James May has the lead, but EDP goes to the inside, and now EDP retakes the lead going to the front stretch. They're side by side. Who will lead under the caution? Through the final turn, it will be EDP. Let's check the replay. They're already 4 wide coming off of turn 1. Ryan Gosling breaks early, but Lewis Parker and Vaughn Riley send it, and Vaughn Riley hits Chrysler Chad, and he dumps Chrysler Chad into Ryan Reynolds, and they hit the wall.
What the shit biscuit, motherfucker!
And earlier, on the same lap, going through turn 1, the Stig and Saul Goodman go wide. The Stig tries to go back down, but he hits Saul Goodman and Phil Swift, and they all wreck. And eventually, Olaf ranks in the back of Phil Swift. Seven drivers were involved in that wreck. Vaughn Riley, Chrysler Chad, Ryan Reynolds, Phil Swift, Saul Goodman, the Stig, and Olaf. They're all still in the race. As EDP leads us back to the green flag onto lap 6. They're a single file here going to turn 1. EDP in first, James May in second, Joe Biden in third, Michael Schumacher in fourth, Nicolas Cage in fifth, Antonio Brown in sixth, Donald Trump in seventh, Ben Roethlisberger in eighth, ninth, Soldier Boy, and in 10th, Benjamin. EDP with a big lead here, but Joe Biden's right on James May's tail. They're leaving the straightaway going into turn 3. Will Joe Biden make the pass for second place? He will not. They're now about to go into turns 4 and down the hill. EDP with a sizable gap for the lead. They're now heading to the front stretch in front of the store. EDP has led every lap of the race so far, and he's about to lead lap 6. EDP, the early favorite here in this race. Looks like the caution is out. Let's see the replay. Going into turn 1 on the restart. McQueen doesn't break enough and hits Jeremy Clarkson. Clarkson decides to get his revenge, and he spins Lightning McQueen. And then Clarkson hits the wall. Everyone's trying to avoid McQueen. Mike Hunt goes straight into Lightning McQueen, and then Malik hits him.
Blithering idiots.
That's inappropriate! That's inexcusable! That I don't forgive! What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
They're kenning all over the place. They're kenning all over each other. They're kenning everywhere. And they're kenning so hard that they're going to ken themselves blind.
Walter White slams in the back of Mike Hunt. Dylan Elliott slams in the back of them. And now Walter White and Dylan Elliott have damage. Cut to lap 9, and Richard Hammond is stopped in pit road. He has to wait for the entire field to pass him. He's going to get lapped by the entire field. We're going to use this time to tell you who was involved in that wreck. 9 drivers were involved. 37 Vaughn Riley, 15 Gustavo Fring, 5 Jeremy Clarkson, 95 Lightning McQueen, 4 Richard Hammond, 91 Mike Hunt, 14 Malik, 9 Dylan Elliott, and our only DNF from that wreck, 27 Walter White. Richard Hammond is still waiting for the entire field to pass him. Now he finally gets the green go sign to go. Now cut ahead in the action. They're single filed. EDP will lead us back to the restart on lap 11. EDP has led a third of the race so far. He's led the first 10 laps of this race. Going to turn 1, James May is right behind EDP. James May has been second all day. Will he finally pass EDP as we go through turn 2? Going into the straightaway, EDP trying to maintain his lead. They're single file in the front, but you see in the back of the chaos of like 3 or 4 wide cars. EDP goes into turn 3. Will we finally have a lap without a wreck? EDP is now going down the hill. They're now about to head to the front stretch. We now cut to Gregos battling with Big D Randy. He's not going to go up to pit lane to try to pit and get gas. Oh my.
I am stupid. I am stupid. I switch off everything.
The top 4 cars of EDP, James May, Joe Biden, and Michael Schumacher are separating themselves from the rest of this field. Antonio Brown and Nicolas Cage are fighting for 5th place and are slowing down the rest of the field. Nicolas Cage has a slight edge over Antonio Brown, but they're side by side going down the straight. Tax Evasion currently has 3 cars in the top 10 in 5th, 6th, and 8th place. Joe Biden and Michael Schumacher are trying to pass last week's winner, Sergio Bell. Sergio Bell won Texas, but he's now a lap down and he's holding up these leaders. We see EDP and James May with a huge lead now due to Sergio Bell slowing down 3rd place, Joe Biden in 4th place, Michael Schumacher. Sergio Bell with some damage on his hood. Our current top 10, EDP in 1st, James May in 2nd, Joe Biden in 3rd, Michael Schumacher 4th, Nicolas Cage in 5th, Antonio Brown in 6th, Donald Trump in 7th, Ben Roethlisberger in 8th, Big D Randy in 9th, and Jeremy Clarkson in 10th. Michael Schumacher still trying to pass Sergio Bell. I don't know if Sergio Bell has some kind of rivalry with Michael Schumacher, but he is slowing him down. We're getting word that 39 Gregos did DNF from hitting the wall on pit road. They're going through turn 3. Sergio Bell is still slowing down Michael Schumacher. They're now going down the hill. Michael Schumacher needs to find a pass here so he can stay within the top 4. You can now see the gap between the top 4 drivers are all spread apart right now. EDP loses 13th lap of the race. We're now on lap 14. You now also see how close this battle is for 5th place. Nicolas Cage, Antonio Brown, side by side, going through the front stretch. These are teammates battling for 5th place. Donald Trump is going to try to find an opening here to try to pass them. The rest of the field is getting slowed down by this battle for 5th place. Side by side, going through turn 2 and now onto the straightaway. Antonio Brown almost at the wall there. Will Nicolas Cage finally have the speed to get ahead of Antonio Brown? They're side by side, coming off of the straightaway and into turn 3. We currently have 6 Toyotas in the top 10. Nicolas Cage is leading the Tax Evasion Racing team right now. They're going down the hill side by side, through the final turn and onto the front stretch. We're now officially halfway through this race. We're on lap 15. Currently, no one in the top 10 has won a race so far. These two have basically been side by side ever since the restart. Nick Cage won the pole at Texas and he finished 6th. Right now he's battling for 5th place with his teammate Antonio Brown. They're about to enter turn 2 and onto the straightaway. Will Antonio Brown finally pass Nicolas Cage? We see the gap between 4th place Michael Schumacher and this battle for 5th. This has been really slowing down the field. They're about to leave the straightaway and enter turn 3. This has been a great battle as we head down the hill. Sergio Bell still slowing down Michael Schumacher. Joe Biden and James May trying to battle for 2nd place in EDP with a massive gap to lead. EDP has now led over half of the race so far. Now on lap 16, he's led 15 of 30 laps. He's led half of the race. The record for the most laps led in a single race was 19, with Big D Randy leading 19 laps at the Daytona Rallycross. Will EDP break that record here today? They're going down the straightaway. These top 4 drivers have been way faster than the entire field. Look at that gap between Michael Schumacher and the Tax Evasion racing cars. EDP going through turn 3, and now he's about to head down the hill. EDP trying to make it 2 straight wins for Big Dick Randy Racing. He's now heading to the front stretch in front of the store. EDP is about to lead his 16th lap of the race. He's now going to lead over half of the race. Pure domination from him so far. We're now on lap 17. EDP with over a 2nd lead over James May. Joe Biden is now caught up to James May. They're going to battle for 2nd. We now go back to the battle for 5th place. Nicolas Cage and Antonio Brown have been fighting all day. Now they're going to enter turn 1 side by side. 5th through 9th all close together here. Donald Trump is the only non-Toyota car in this battle for 5th place. They're now heading onto the straightaway. There's a 5-second gap between Michael Schumacher and the battle for 5th place, and these two are almost 10 seconds away from the leader, EDP. Field is very spread out right now. There's about 4 different packs of cars on the racetrack. They're now going through turn 3. EDP leads the 17th lap of the race. We're now on lap 18. We now cut back to the fight between Nick Cage and Antonio Brown. They're side by side going through the front stretch. Cage starting to pull away here in turn 1, but Antonio Brown catches right back up with him. Antonio Brown is now slightly ahead of Cage. Now Cage is going to get slightly ahead of him in the corner. Now Cage is retaking 5th place. You can't even see the top 4 cars anymore. This battle has really slowed down the rest of the field. Going through turn 3, and now they're heading towards the hill. Fifth place is constantly changing between these two drivers. Cage will get the advantage heading to the front stretch. EDP is now tied for the record for the most laps led during a race. He's tied at 19 laps with Big D Randy. These two are now 8 seconds behind 4th place Michael Schumacher and 12 seconds behind the leader EDP. Going through turn 1, Tax Evasion Racing was tied for last place in the constructor standings, and now they have 3 of their drivers in the top 10. I misspoke earlier. Now EDP will officially lead 19 laps and tie the record for the most laps led during a race. The top 4 are still the same: EDP in first, James May second, Joe Biden third, Sergio Bell slowing down 4th place Michael Schumacher. Sergio Bell is a lap down. James May has been second all day. He just wants to lead at least 1 lap. Last time we were at a road course, Big D Randy led almost the entire race, but then choked it at the end. Will this happen to his teammate, EDP? The rest of the top 10 are nowhere to be seen. EDP now entering turn 3. This season has been an absolute disaster for Phantom Motorsports, but will James May finally get them a good finish this season? The only notable thing James May did at the last road course was stumping his teammate, the Stig, but will he get them the win here? They're now coming to the front stretch. EDP now officially has a record for the most laps led during a race. He has 20, the previous record was 19 by his teammate, Big D Randy. We see that Antonio Brown has finally won the battle for 5th place and has passed his teammate, Nicolas Cage, and now he's pulling away. And we see that EDP is already on the back stretch. This just shows the gap between 1st and 5th. James May enters turn 3. Now they'll head down the hill. Joe Biden and James May battling for second, while Michael Schumacher is way behind him due to Sergio Bell slowing him down. We're now officially heading to lap 22. EDP has still led every lap this race. EDP is 1.58 seconds ahead of James May. They're now going through turn 1. Will EDP be the first ever driver to lead every single lap of a race? They're now going through turn 2. We now see the laps car Richard Hammond at the bottom of your screen. Will Richard Hammond slow down EDP so his teammate James May can get the win? EDP is now going to enter towards turn 3. He's now an entire straightaway ahead of 5th place. He's now going down the hill. He's now going to chase Richard Hammond down the front stretch. We're now officially on lap 23. They're now entering turn 1. Now through turn 2. They're catching up to the lapped car, Richard Hammond. They're trying to put Hammond 2 laps down. EDP now enters through turn 3. Now going down the hill. EDP is now entering through the front stretch. We're now officially on lap 24. And now we're going to get on EDP's team radio.
What the fuck's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Eat That Pussy 445. Yeah, I just took a mean ass shit in Chipotle. And I've been holding this shit for almost, 15, 16 hours. And I used so much tissue to wipe my ass with. All of the tissue couldn't go down up in the toilet, and therefore when the water is trying to push all that fucking tissue down, it's not going the fuck down. It clogged up, and all of the pipes is like fucking up right now. I stormed the fuck out of Chipotle. I'm fucking hauling ass, and the reason why I ran out that bitch because I don't want nobody fucking looking at my ass. So yeah,
you can stick it up your ass.
EDP right behind Richard Hammond, going through turn 1. Richard Hammond slowing down EDP. They're now entering turn 2. This is exactly what James May wants. If you look at the bottom of the screen, there's about 10 cars that are about to be lapped. This is going to slow down EDP tremendously. EDP has passed Richard Hammond, but now he's going to have to follow these lapped cars. Entering turn 3. Richard Hammond is now slowing down his own teammate of James May. James May is going to have to try to find a place to pass Richard Hammond as they go down the hill. We have 2 lapped cars battling with these leaders. Richard Hammond slowing down his teammate and Sergio Bell slowing down Michael Schumacher. EDP with a great run down the front stretch as we head to 5 laps to go. James May makes a pass on his teammate, Richard Hammond. They're side by side, going down the front stretch and heading to turns 1. 3rd place, Joe Biden has now caught up to James May. He's right behind him. But now Richard Hammond is slowing down Joe Biden so his teammate, James May, can gain on the leader, EDP. Heading into turn 2 and onto the backstretch. Joe Biden makes a move to pass the lapped car of Richard Hammond. EDP now about to head into turn 3. Schumacher's now getting slowed down by Richard Hammond. EDP is not going down the hill, but will this lap traffic slow him down? Malik and Dylan Elliott both with damage. EDP is now on the front stretch. EDP has led every lap of the race, but he might choke it with 4 laps to go. Michael Schumacher is now behind 2 lapped cars. He's getting slowed down by Sergio Bell and Richard Hammond. EDP now on the straightaway. He's getting closer to this lapped traffic. All these cars have damage, and now EDP is about to head into them. Will he catch him before the end of the race? He's now entering turn 3. It's been a dominant day for him so far, but it might come all crashing down. He's currently 2 seconds ahead of James May, but that will certainly change once he catches this traffic. Phantom Motorsports has had a horrible start to the season, but James May can change that luck here by stealing a win at Walmart. As we head to 3 laps to go. EDP entering turn 1. EDP might just choke away the win here. Now entering turn 2 and onto the straightaway. Look at all of this lap traffic he's going to have to maneuver through. All these slow cars with damage are really going to slow him down. EDP has been dominant all race, but almost too dominant. He's been so dominant he's now catch the back end of the field, who are now going to slow him down. Malik and Dylan Elliott slowing down EDP. They don't even have hoods on. Going down the hill and onto the front stretch. EDP has led every lap this race, but will he choke it away as we head to 2 laps to go? This is exactly what James May and Joe Biden need, as EDP is now being slowed down by this lap traffic. Entering turn 2 and onto the straightaway. James May quickly catching up with him. He's now right behind him on the straightaway. This lap traffic just might ruin EDP's day. Will it be 2 straight wins for Big D Randy Racing, or will EDP chuck away a win? Going through turn 3, Lightning McQueen, Phil Swift, Malik, Dylan Elliott, all battling and slowing down EDP. This is not what he needs right now. James May is right behind him going down the hill. They're now on the front stretch. EDP has led every single lap this race, but will that end here? The white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. EDP was ahead by 2 seconds just a lap ago, but now he's only ahead by 0.65 seconds. Going through turn 1, James May is right behind him. Will he steal away the win? They're now about to enter turn 2. Will James May make the move for the lead? James May sent it, and now he's going to hit the wall. Joe Biden hits him. Now Joe Biden is passing him for second place. James May makes a huge gamble to try to get the lead, but doesn't work out for him. Joe Biden now into second place. James May now in the battle with Sergio Bell. Sergio Bell is a lap down, but he doesn't care. He's going to try to slow down James May. Just earlier in this lap, it looked like James May was going to catch EDP, but now heading down the front stretch for Big D Randy Racing's back-to-back win, and the first driver ever to lead every single lap of the race. EDP wins at Walmart. EDP with the most dominant win in Pistain Cup Series history, and James May has to be beside himself for choking away a chance at winning the race. A kind of boring race with a thrilling ending. Let's hop on to EDP's team radio. EDP, how do you feel after getting your first ever win?
I mean, it's alright. Like, overrated as fuck, in my opinion. I mean, and you know what, though? That's typically how the bullshit goes. You feel me?
Hold steady. I've got it. Oh, cocking Nora.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch!
We are America, second to none, and we own the finish line. Don't forget it. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.